They called him overpriced. They said 34 million for an 18-year-old Brazilian was Chelsea being Chelsea again. Reckless, desperate, clueless. He's too small. He won't survive the Premier League. Just another hype kid with flashy highlights. And when people dared to mention his name next to Lamine Yamal, they laughed. But Estevao Willian doesn't argue with words. He argues with moments. And on a cold night at Stamford Bridge, he delivered the moment that changed everything. When Chelsea announced him in 2024, the reaction wasn't excitement. It was mockery. Another Mudryk. Another Brazilian who'll get bullied. You can't buy Neymar 2.0. But what nobody outside Brazil bothered to understand was simple. Estevao was already historic before stepping foot in Europe. 22 goal contributions in the Brazilian league at 17 years old. Broke Neymar's teenage record. 57 senior appearances, 20 goals, 10 assists before turning 18. The first under-18 player with 20-plus goal contributions in one Brasileiro season. He wasn't hype. He was production. But Europe didn't care. They only saw the price tag and the highlight reels. Summer 2025, it became real. Estevao officially arrived in London. Immediately, the pressure hit like a hammer. Every touch analyzed. Every mistake magnified. Every cameo used to prove he wasn't ready. He's too lightweight. He'll get bullied by Van Dijk. He's not Yamal. Even Chelsea fans were nervous. But while the world doubted him, one man didn't. Enzo Maresca. He protected him, managed his minutes, let him breathe. And Estevao did what he always does. He watched. He learned. He prepared. In silence. Then, the moment started coming. Champions League debut versus Ajax. Under the lights at Stamford Bridge, he took a pressure penalty at 18 years old and buried it with ice in his veins. Youngest Chelsea player to score in the Champions League on debut. Then came the Premier League. 95th minute winner versus Liverpool. Cross from Cucurella. Stoppage time. Chaos. Pressure. He timed the run, connected clean, and stunned the champions. The kid who was too small just outmuscled Andy Robertson. Assist versus Wolves. One burst of acceleration. One perfect cross. Goal. Not hype, impact. Goals, assists, confidence, courage. Then Brazil called him up. 5 goals in 5 starts. A goal every 94 minutes. Better than Ronaldo Nazario and Neymar at the same age. The numbers were no longer potential. They were proof. But the doubters still had one card left. Let's see him against Yamal. November 25th, 2025, Chelsea versus Barcelona. Stamford Bridge. Champions League. The world watching. Lamine Yamal versus Estevao Willian. The golden boy versus the gamble. The proven versus the question mark. Yamal had the trophies. The Euro heroics. The La Liga titles. The reputation. Estevao had the criticism. The doubt. The pressure. And from the opening whistle, you could feel it. Estevao wasn't playing safe. He was playing like he owned the pitch. Dribbles that stretched Barcelona apart. Movement that forced their defenders into panic. Touches that made Stamford Bridge rise to its feet. Barcelona doubled him. Pressed him. Kicked him. But he kept coming. And then came the 54th minute. Chelsea won the ball. A quick 1-2 with Reece James. A burst of acceleration. That signature explosion. He entered the box. Stood up to Cubarsí, one of Europe's best young defenders. A double touch. A body feint. Cubarsí gone. But he had no angle. Pinned to the byline. Goalkeeper covering near post. Ball crashing from behind. Any normal player passes. Estevao didn't. He hit a rocket from an impossible angle straight into the roof of the net. A goal so violent the keeper didn't even move. Stamford Bridge exploded. This wasn't hype. This wasn't potential. This was a superstar being born in real time. And on the other end, Yamal disappeared. Marked out. Frustrated. Unable to match the moment. At 80 minutes, he was substituted. Stamford Bridge didn't stay quiet. They knew what they had just witnessed. The torch had been passed. Chelsea 3, Barcelona 0. But the score didn't tell the story. This was the night Estevao stepped out of every shadow. He completed more dribbles than Yamal, created more chances, had more shots, and scored the goal of the match, maybe the goal of the season. The boy they said was too small bullied Barcelona. The kid they said was overpriced outshone Europe's golden boy. The player they said would fail became one of the most dangerous attackers on the planet. And he's only 18. He's still building muscle, still adapting, still learning the league. The scary part? He's not close to his peak. Estevao Willian isn't the future of Brazilian football. He's the present. And the Premier League is about to find out just how terrifying that really is.